Hello and welcome to this evening's news. Today I have a story time hot off the frickin' presses. But it's not even hot, it's quite cold because it was a long time ago. But it doesn't matter. It's been in the back of my mind for quite a while. We talked about it on the live stream, what we have on Patreon every month. And I was like, have I told that story? I haven't told that story. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell that story. So here we are, cue titles. This is an adventure in a not good way. The day was, no, the day, I don't know the day. The date was, no, stop saying that. The year, there we go. The year was, see, I'm good. The year was 2017. The sun was shining, the tank was clean. I was invited on a trip with my good friend Hannah Leigh. We went on a trip to Greece. Now this is like a boat trip around the coast. You get to enjoy life. Yeah, it was none of that. Someone actually said on the channel in the comments, you are a magnet for bad luck. Yes.
End of sentence.
Yes. So, there were 3 of us on this trip, right? So there's my friend Hannah, there's another influencer called Laura, and there's Elliot, who is Hannah's, at the time, boyfriend. Us 4 decide to go on this trip. Now we fly to Athens. We get to this hotel where we're staying. This hotel is actually really lovely. There's like a rooftop bar where you can have Aperol spritz and watch the sunset. And there's beautiful flowers that I was obsessed with taking photos back in the day. If you go back on my Instagram, you'll see that I'm just obsessed with flowers. Okay. But the whole time of this trip, I am quite ill with something that's undergoing. So my temper was a little bit like, spicy. My patience wore thin very, very quickly. So the next day we wake up where we're meant to be getting on this boat trip thing that takes us round, and we're living on a boat and it's gonna be amazing and it's like catamaran or whatever. If you ever try and carry a suitcase down a port, good luck. It was like Mario Kart when you go off-piste and it's like with a suitcase. You've got carpal tunnel by the time you've pulled the bloody suitcase down. You know when you get vibrations in your hand and it makes your hand go numb? That was us. Hannah's got 3 bags, suitcases. I have 2 bags. One's full of equipment that I never use. So anyway, we get to the boat. We are greeted by our skipper. We're gonna call him Oscar for this. Legal reasons. So Oscar greets us, who is the one that owns the boat. I don't know, you can tell I don't do boat stuff. And then we're greeted by 3 other people. 3 travellers. Yeah, great, well done. So one is called Jo. We're gonna call her Jo for this trip. The other one is called Brittany. You can tell what I think about her already. And Ralph. Anyway, we get into the boat. Now, I'm ill. Not ill, oh god, I need to really go and sort myself out operation. We got this boat and we're given our portholes. No, what's it called? What's your rooms called in a boat?
Cabins.
We're given our cabins. I'm staying with Laura and Hannah's staying with Elliot. These cabins, nowhere to put your storage, so Hannah's 3 bags are just womped into the corner. Mine and Laura's cabin is this weird shape, so the bed's like this. Okay, it's like a cat scan in there. Insert footage.
Hello everybody and welcome to the hospital cat scan. Today we're going to be just checking out. Right. Yeah, just lay still.
Sign me up on this. I don't think we're meant to sleep that far in, are we?
Just lay still while we take your cat scan.
I think we slept the wrong way round. I think you're meant to sleep your head to the door. I don't want to do that in case an axe murderer comes in.
You have to sleep with
The
your
other
feet
way.
to the door.
Yeah,
Wrong.
exactly, right?
No.
Exactly. And me and Hannah have these absolute little gem portholes. Me and Hannah hello, hello. Because Hannah's sleeping this side and I'm sleeping this side. And then you can look out across so you see everyone's feet. So glamorous. What? This is a very important fact for later. So remember this. I play a little practical joke on Elliot. Insert footage.
Oh my god!
Now this is a very fundamental part of this story and we'll get to that later. The first day we set sail. This is like a 7-day trip, okay? Wow, this is really pretty, but on the deep inside of me, I'm I am in so much pain, I need to get off this boat. The whole trip. Laura, Hannah, and Jo are sunbathing on the deck. I'm walking around, pacing, because I'm I don't know what to do with myself, I'm stuck on a boat. Oscar, the skipper, is just driving. Dead eyes. We're this guy's a bit strange. we get to where we're having drinks and dinner for the night. This is where we meet all the other boats, because it's not just us, it's like a swarm army of boats cascading round the islands. There are some honourable mentions. There are the Hindu. Another honourable mention, this group of Australian girls. I don't know why, but for the whole trip we were just parked next to them. Important fact. The whole time they're like, oh my god, Courtney, give me a Stella! And they are wild bogans, the lot of them. Me and Hannah are like, editing. Hi guys, welcome back. Oh my god, give me a Stella! Sorry everyone. All we hear is that in the background, like cascading through the boat. We go out for drinks. It's quite pleasant. Don't really remember much from the drinks, but all I do remember is that night where all the boats were parked up in this port thing, someone's wise idea was like, let's go swimming!
Was it you?
No, I don't know, but I was like, yeah! So I'm like taking off my clothes, all of us are in this thing, and then some like random skipper was like, don't go in that water! And we're like, why? It's great. They're like, that's where they empty the poo! We're like, there was no shower on this boat as well, so we were just the only place to shower was in the sea.
How can there be like nowhere to wash yourself?
There was like a hose on the back of the boat. Day 2 happens, we're covered in poo. It's a journey. We go off on an island, there's no cars allowed on this island. You have to get a donkey everywhere. I want to do that. We stopped offshore, dropped anchor, and me and Hannah were like, let's go swimming. We're like, oh, let's dive off the side of the boat. This is where I believe that I got my passion for diving. I've always wanted to do it, and I finally lived that dream. Anyway, I'm diving in off the side of the boat, and Oscar is watching me. And Oscar goes, who do you think you are, Tom Daly? Making me uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, okay. We then go to another port, and it starts raining. And we're all sitting on the deck of the boat, under a blind canopy, with rain tipping down, playing a drinking game. It was like a weird flip cup thing where you have to drink the cup, flip it, right? So it's me and all of the guests on the boat. No Oscar. We're looking around and we're like, God, those Australian bogans are really quiet. We just think everyone's just in their boat, just chilling out. We then see 2 other skippers from other boats coming down the road, and they're like, oh guys, did you come to the party? And we're like, there was a party? Yeah, there's a party down the road. Didn't you come? No, we weren't told. Anyway, so we like grab quickly a few things and walk to this party. Every boat and every skipper, including our skipper, is at the party. There was food, and we weren't even told about this. They're like, yeah, the food's all gone because everyone's already eaten it because they've been here for 2 hours. Okay, so we like order these drinks and they have flowers in them, so I was very happy. But
So easily distracted.
yeah. Also, bearing in mind, we need to film this trip to promote this company. We can't film us playing drinking games in the rain under a bloody canopy, can we? We're having a great time. I'm pretending to be Tom Daly and getting humiliated, and then we go to a party late where all the food's gone. How am I meant to vlog the food? Anyway, Brittany starts getting pissed off. She's like, oh, we weren't invited to the party, and Oscar's such a blah blah blah, and we all start, yeah, like why don't you invite us? And then like you build something that was actually nothing. Like now we've all got this tension with Oscar, and we've got to live on a boat with him. We go to bed that night in our CATscan. Next day, breakfast. Now, bearing in mind you get breakfast on this boat, and every day it's been a bit pants, so we're looking over and people are having like salads with feta and omelettes and eggs, and we're like bread and cheese. A few cornflakes, and we're like, okay, fine, like, you know, we'll just go off and get our breakfast somewhere else. We just have to swim to the island to try and get it. We stop in the middle of the ocean. Oscar's sitting with us, keeping himself to himself, and we're like, you really don't like us. Anyway, Elliot's trying to diffuse the situation. He's like, what's that island over there? Oh, that's so-and-so. What does that bit of the boat do? So the whole trip, Elliot is going, what does that do?
So he's become the annoying toddler.
Yeah, he's like trying to keep the conversation flowing, and he's just driving the boat, and just funny, because every now and then me and Hannah are sitting on our cabins, and because the windows are open, we just say, what's that? So tensions are rising on the boat. And we're just like, okay, we just need to film the footage to make it look nice. Doesn't matter what's happening under the tension, doesn't matter what, like, the trauma, just get through it. We go to this island, we hear from another boat because Oscar's not telling us anything. That's how we're getting our information, is like hearsay. Like, the whole time, we in the water. With poo. We go to this island and we're hearing that people are getting quad bikes. Apparently the island's really, really small, so you can go around the island in about 2 hours on a quad bike. We get off the boat. Everyone else has their skipper with them, we don't. We're just like lone travellers once again. We then manage to get a quad bike. I have mine and I'm sharing with Laura. Hannah and Elliot are sharing theirs. Ralph comes up to me and goes, I need your driving licence. My patience is already very thin at this point, so I'm not a people pleaser at that point. I'm like, no. I'm not giving my driving licence to someone that I've just met on a boat.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, like, that's a bit of a big ask if I don't know you. Also, they've got my driving licence on the thing. They're not gonna be like, you've already got one. Yeah, but anyway, we go round this whole island. We get halfway around the island, we're like, you know what, we need to film some footage actually, because that's what we're here to do. So we stop off, we start filming footage.
You've gone like an hour.
Halfway, yeah.
Whichever way you go, you've got an hour.
To get back.
And how long have you got to get back?
Maybe like 45 minutes. And we're like, let's take videos, let's make music please. Get a picture of me looking really cool like this, which wasn't cool. I'm like, I want to make Instagram things. And then I like look at the photos, I'm like, no. Sunburn, covered in poo, no. I'm not happy at this point. By the skin of our teeth. We make it back. We put the quad bikes back, we go back to our boat. And where was Oscar? You tell me.
So you hurried back.
For him to not be there because he's doing something else. Anyway, we get drunk, don't know where, don't know how. We were drunk.
Details are relevant.
Yeah, but we're in bed before everyone else. We just had enough at this point. We're like, we just need a nice sleep and then, you know, maybe start fresh tomorrow. So Hannah and I are laying in our catscans. Texting like this. It's hot, so our windows are open. Laura's next to me like, sleeping. Elliot's the other side sleeping, so me and her are just like, yeah, stupid Oscar, and this stupid thing. And then we hear the motley crew coming back from the night out. Oh my god, that was such a good night. I can't believe it. I love going out drinking with you. We just do shots of tequila and Stella. Well, oh great, then back. Then we hear clambering on the boat. So there's like a plank of wood to get onto the boat. And me and Hannah like hear clambering and like, what's that? Let's look out the port. And all I see Hannah goes. And then we're like, texting. And then we're like looking like this. We just see these feet coming across our like deck. So then I just see Hannah go. With her earring and singing, and I do the same. We're just like texting. So they come on our boat, they go down into like our galley kitchen area. We just hear like them going into the kitchen, doing some stuff and then coming back out. It's meant to be like full board. You're meant to get like breakfast, lunch, dinner.
And you're getting bread and cheese.
Yeah, and then they clamber out and then they go in the next boat. They go into the Bogan's boat. So there's commotion. It goes a little bit quiet for a bit. And then we hear, it sounds like cutlery. Then from somewhere, all we hear is, oh, Oscar, these omelettes are so cheesy. And we're like, what the hell is, like, what is this? So we're like, you know, I need to get some sleep anyway. We should go back and watch CAT scan and sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, it's breakfast time. Whoopee.
Time for your daily rations.
Oh, great, thanks. Please, sir, may I have some more bread and cheese? But the cheese is gone this time, so it's just bread and butter.
So you're now on a prisoner diet.
Yeah, I'm like, great, it does feel like we're prisoners. I haven't showered. Everyone's getting these amazing breakfasts. So we're like, do you know what, Jesus Christ. And then it clicks. The skipper is taking our food and enjoying a luxury midnight snack with the Bogans.
The same one that didn't tell you about the party where there was food.
He's starving us. All my eggs.
Have you had a single egg?
No.
No.
I've had bread. And rainwater. not even the half of it. It gets worse. So the next day, we go to another island. By this point, I'm sick of islands. I want food. I want a shower. I just don't want to sleep in a catscan anymore. I want to be able to roll over and not hit my nose on the thing. Donk.
Could you roll sideways?
No, absolutely not. So my tension's rising because I'm getting a bit miffed. Anyway, we get to this next island. This time, the boat can't get to the shore, so we drop anchor. So the only way to get to this island is to either swim, which I'm not doing again after the poo fiasco, or get in a dinghy. Oscar is like, yeah, you can use the dinghy. Okay, well, how? With the oar. Okay, where's the oar? Where's the dinghy? And it's like, what's that? That's a dinghy.
I found the dinghy.
Yeah. Guess what? The other skippers are in the boats with their new friends, helping them over to the island. Meanwhile, we have our vlogging equipment and laptops and everything with us. Our skipper was like, good luck. And then he came out to laugh at us as we try and get in this dinghy. Everyone's like, be careful, Phil, be careful. And I'm like, I am being careful. Oscar is just laughing at us from the boat. We get there safely. And then the anxiety all day is, how are we going to get back to the boat in that bathtub? Like, that's it, you know, when it just takes over the day. And because we all got riled up so badly, we were like, this is the final straw. So, we sit there and we write a strongly worded email.
Spot the passive aggressive.
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, I don't really want to send it because, you know, reputation for me in the business. I was like, I'll send it. I don't give a shit. I'm like, get me off this thing. I don't feel very well. I just want to go home. So it says, hey, insert name. I'm emailing to ask advice about the current trip we're on. First of all, I'd like to say Greek islands are beautiful. Lie.
Apart from the poo.
Yeah. We've been very lucky with the weather, we hadn't, and Hannah has been taking some great Instagram photos she'll be uploading next week. However, we are having a few problems on our boat and we felt we should reach out to ask for advice. We feel as a group that our skipper is being very unprofessional and making a few of us feel very uncomfortable. We're not being given much advice or help, and we have been lacking in some really important information regarding meeting times and activities, which is true. None of us on the boat feel we can communicate very well with him. This situation is making it really difficult to plan and film videos, so we thought we'd reach out to you sooner rather than later. Any advice would be much appreciated, many thanks.
That's fine.
So we're like, you know what, I'm like, send, just
No,
send.
that's fine, you haven't said anything wrong. It's not like you've been like, dear company of Oscar Seinfeld.
Yeah.
P-A-R-X.
Yeah. So we then bump into the skippers. They're like, oh, we've been looking for you. We've heard you've had some issues with Oscar. They've been told by the company. They replied saying like, okay, sorry about this. We'll let our head skippers know. The head skipper is best friends with Oscar.
Oh, God.
So we were essentially bitching about Oscar to Oscar's best friend. Anyway, things don't really improve. They get worse.
I wonder why.
The skippers, one of them's like, everyone's doing water sports if you want to come along. We're like, why do we know about water sports? We're having coffee and bitching. I want to go to do water sports. Oh. So me and Brittany go first because we're like, we want to try wakeboarding. If you've ever been wakeboarding, oh my God, my arms. Me and Brittany have a little bet. If you can stand up before the other person, they have to buy the round of drinks. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I love a challenge and this is gonna make it fun. So, first time. Felt like, you know when you aggressively pull a Lego man's hands out? Exactly that. We both managed to get up on the pole thing. And they're like, we're gonna progress you now. Brittany goes first, she doesn't stand up, and I'm like, this is my time to shine. I managed to stand up for pretty much the whole way back to the thing. I'm like, I'm feeling well proud of myself. So in front of everyone, I'm like, oh, you need to buy the drinks. We never said that. Gaslighting me? In my back of my mind I go, this girl's strange. Weird, anyway. We decide as a big group to go on these weird mantis-shaped lilo things and get dragged around this boat.
Mantis?
Yeah, I don't know, they're like a stingray.
Oh.
We got these things.
Manta.
Manta. Hannah is having the worst time in the world. She is like, God boff, God boff, God boff. And by the end of the thing, she's just face down. Joe's like, oh. I'm like having a whale of a time, literally. It is great fun. Where was Oscar? Not there. That's why it was fun.
He's off nicking your eggs.
Yeah. We're all feeling a bit worse for wear and we go back to the boat.
There's no bread left.
Yeah. Just fed it to the pigeons. By this point, we're all a bit tired, okay? We have an early night, we go to bed. In my cat scan. The next morning, I'm feeling really bad. We get woken up at 6 AM by shrieking, Stella! I think it was Elliot or Hannah was like, there's a boat race, like a paddleboard race. Get up. Everyone's refusing to do the paddleboard race on our boat. Hannah's like, I've done my hair and we're filming, so I can't do it. Laura won't do it. They're like, Phil, you've got to get up and you've got to do it. And I'm like, I do not want to. I became Nikki Graham that day. Let's say that. I was done. 6 AM paddleboard race to the shore? I think not. I haven't showered, I've only had bread. I don't want to do it. I'm sick of it. Being the people pleaser, I do it. But I do it very passive aggressively and grumble the whole time. I'm just going, we've got Elliot, Ralph, me, and then Joe is kicking the paddleboard like this behind us, like a rudder. She's like this in water, just sinking. There's 3 of us on this paddleboard. I don't know why I didn't kick. She's just like drowning, essentially trying to push this paddleboard like this, and she's had enough of me. It's 6 AM, we just can't do it anymore. And guess what? We're lost. Of course we are lost. Everyone's like got that cheesy omelette going across the shore. We're like, bread. We get there last and they're like, you've got to go back now. And I'm like, I could have swung for someone. I hated it. I didn't want to do it anymore. Joe's drowning. It's like, what's that? What's that? What's that? Ralph's like, you didn't let me borrow your driving licence. And I'm like, Hannah and Laura are like, go guys, you can do it. We get back on the boat. Joe's like, water. I'm like, I'm going back to my cat scan. Guess what's for breakfast? Bread! Great, thanks. Oscar is a little bit trying, but it's just being a bit weird. Like, it's a forced try, and we can tell. We've got like 2 days left. Cut the crap. Just go back to the way you were better then. You're weird now. Elliot's still going, what's that? Now he's giving 3-word answers. It's just weird. He had this grimace smile the whole time, like, and dead eyes. It was very, very strange. We went out for dinner again, thank goodness. I remember where I sat. I sat like, there was someone opposite me, another person there, and there was a free chair here. This time we were actually with the other people because people were telling us the plans. They were like, oh, we're going for dinner at this time. Okay, great, thank you. This is where I was like, get me off this trip. So Oscar makes his way over to us and sits next to me, and he is sitting very close. Anyway, starts talking, I don't even remember what about, just some weird stuff. And I remember just like looking at Hannah at one point, she'd been like, meanwhile, Elliot's like, what's that? Elliot, that's tapas! You know, I just felt very uncomfortable the whole time. He targeted me because I sent the email. It was almost like intimidation. It was very strange. He was unhinged. So, this is the bit I remember like it was yesterday. He's sitting at the table, talking to me like this. He turns, he goes, it starts laughing, kind of like, like joking. He's like, yeah, I've always wanted a microwave a cat. And I'm like, He's like, yeah, I think it'd be really funny to watch it like burn and implode. And I'm like, get
He
out.
actually said that to you?
Yeah. And now I don't know whether it was because in that email I said, you're making us feel uncomfortable. And he was like, I'm going to make you feel more uncomfortable. Or I don't know whether it was, I'm a psycho. Because he said it in a jokey way. He was like, yeah, like, you know, me and my friends wanted to do it. And I just remember him saying, I've always wanted to microwave a cat.
I'm not being funny, but the only time that sentence could possibly be uttered, like could possibly, is if you're lying on a psychiatrist's bench.
And then I think he went into describing it, because I definitely remember him saying the word burning and imploding.
Ew.
And he was laughing. There was talk about a tortoise as well. Don't really remember that. It was 7 years ago, but I just remember him looking at me.
Blocked out.
Yeah, like I just remember him looking me dead in the eyes with a smile and then laughing as he said it. And I was like, no.
That's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest level.
Yeah, it's like
about yeah.
So anyway, he like walks off and we're all just around the table. I remember Laura just saying something about it. And we were like, this trip needs to be over like stat. We need to get off this boat. I will always remember that. I will never know whether he meant that was serious or not. But whatever he was doing before matched that energy.
But how is this story time one you haven't said before? Because it's like, stuck on a boat with a psycho is more dramatic than my flat had a mushroom. What are you doing to me, Bill?
I don't know why I haven't talked about this. But it
Could
only,
it be fear?
it only came out on the podcast because I was like, oh, have I ever told that story? Anyway, we got drunk that night because we were like, that was a lot.
Yeah, let's lower our inhibitions. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we drunk so much that night that we were like staggering back to the boat. We were like, where are the bogans? Can we stay with them?
At least we'll have eggs.
Yeah. And I won't wake up with my head in a microwave.
What are you talking about? You've been in a cat scan.
So we all stagger back, but Brittany's not with us. So we all made a pact that we need to stick together, apart from Brittany, because she's being weird. She's like being massively too fast. So we all go back to the boat. We're like, we like go in quickly, shut our doors, lock. Laura put a suitcase up against the door.
Hannah put all of hers.
Yeah.
And Elliot.
Yeah. And he's going, what's that?
The lock. That way.
Oh, so it's late. Me and Hannah once again scan texting. And we hear another commotion on our boat, and we're like, oh, it's the bogus come to steal our food. Bloody Oscar. So there's a lot of like giggling, and it's two people. But we're scared this time to look out the hatch because it's two people. If it's a group of people, no one's really caring what's under the boat, so we're just like this. Then we hear scuffle, 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 and then they go down the stairs, and the door shuts. We're like, oh God, what's happening? This is the microwave moment. Hannah, we're gonna die. Quick. Put the footage online now, quick. Then we start hearing some noises, like banging. We're like, what is going on? And then we just hear a moan.
No.
And we're like,
is this like a
crash, crash, crash?
Oh. Pleasurable moan, not a painful moan?
I mean, the noise has to penetrate through her cabin door, suitcases.
Elliot.
Joe went out. She went up. Could you keep the noise down, please? Like, there was an altercation. Then they up and leave somewhere. Okay, so we're like, what happened? I'm like, we need to speak to Joe, like stat. The next morning, we have a really nice breakfast.
What?
Something's changed. Jo is so hungover that she eats some breakfast.
Oh my God.
She said, I don't feel well. And threw up in the house. Ew. Threw it overboard. She's like, bleh. So it was like the last day and we were like, thank God. So we were like, Jo, what happened last night? We heard you. She was like, I saw Brittany and Oscar. shagging
What?
on our kitchen table. And we were like, Brittany has caused so much tension. And we know Brittany had been telling Oscar stuff that we've been saying about the trip and him.
Yeah.
So she was winding it up. We were so mad. And then that night we had to go to a toga white party where we had to dress up in our bed sheets and go to this castle party. By that point we were like, I don't want to go to the party anymore. I just want to go home. And guess what? Everyone's skipper was helping them make their costumes. Where was Brittany and Oscar? Nowhere to be found. Anyway, we went to this white party and I don't really remember the rest because we were just like, we need to get drunk. I think I have a picture of it, but oh god. Got back on the boat, it was time to leave and we left that boat so fast with our suitcases and carpal tunnel. Got on the flight and got home and blocked out the trauma. So that was the time that I went on the most traumatising boat trip where a man wanted to microwave a cat. So, there you have it. Subscribe. We upload every other Sunday. I don't know, milk.